All right, hello, hello, hello. We have a video from Think Before You Sleep. The reason you have no friends. So he seems to be going down a new route where he's just attacking anybody he thinks can get him views. I don't know what his shtick is. It used to be like anti-disinformation in terms of obesity, which is good. Like he was just attacking the nonsense of like addiction culture or obesity culture, which was kind of good. I think it's a bit normative and uh, it's not very wide. I don't think he's casting a wide enough net. He's not looking at the more profound spiritual issues because I think he's an atheist, right? He's some empiricist, atheist goober, some Reddit dude. Which, if he wants to prove me wrong, if he's like, he's got some real comprehensive worldview, he's conjured up for himself, I'll be glad to hear it. But I think he's just some atheist Reddit guy. But he had some good advice. He had some good perspectives. Now he tried to attack Undead Chronic, and he had a small beef with him. That was a big mistake. You shouldn't have done that. You were not ready for that. You have to train another 1,000 years before you're ready for that. But he has a video here today called "The Reason You Have No Friends." So it's going to be a lot of shaming, my guess, and he's going to blame young men for not having any friends. He's going to look at this loser. He has no friends. Wah. But I'm going to be the level-headed individual, and I'm going to not just waggle my finger at men and tell them what to do. So let's get into it.
I don't have a single friend. Do you think that's weird? I don't really care about having friends. I don't mind not having friends. I've never really felt like I've really wanted to have friends.
Honestly, kind of based. I'm the same. I'm not like, I mean, it's nice to have friends, but I don't spurg out and be like, I need friends. Like, I'm okay being alone. There's periods in your life when you're going to have to be alone. And it's good to find a good rhythm being alone where you're not like crumpling into a shell. Yeah, and it's better to be alone than be surrounded by people that drag you down. Much better to be on your lonely self-improvement arc than to be surrounded by a bunch of people who are just going to tear you down and try to ruin you. Fuck your life up, keep you down. So, and he's Asian. I think there's a big loneliness culture with Asian people in particular, so let's get into it.
I spend most of my time in this apartment. I don't go anywhere. I don't have any interactions with other people.
Sounds like a gay Asian, though.
My girlfriend or my family.
And guys, stop wearing these coats. Stop wearing these gay coats, guys. They look really weird with the fur. There's an epidemic of like actual men wearing these fur coats. I'm like, come on, guys.
I don't go anywhere. I don't have any interactions with other people apart from my girlfriend or my family.
The person you just saw goes by hiding in my room, or Daniel, who currently is 36 years old. Several years ago, in 2018, he released his most popular video called
He's hiding from
Why
taxes.
I Have No Friends.
That's hilarious.
Though I don't think this was the intent of his video, Daniel is technically one of the founders of the misery I'm a loser content that blows up every so often. And while you can use...
Why is it always an attractive person? Have you noticed that? Look at that. I have no friends. And it's always like attractive. This guy, 36-year-old, I have no friends. These people are way too good looking to not have friends. They're really just content farms. First of all, they're lying. Second of all, they're just content farms. Like this guy, this hiding in my room, teehee, I have no friends, I don't have any interactions. Except I have a 1 million view video with people commenting on it and looking at my face, and I'm gonna put myself on camera for all this attention. Look at me, look at me. Like, if you were really not looking for attention, you wouldn't bother showing your face and like doing this spiel where you sit in front of the camera and yap, right? Right, where someone like me, I'm more just getting my thoughts out there, and I'm kind of using this channel to catalog my thoughts. But I'm not going on the internet and being like, I have no friends, wah, I'm so sad. It's such a gay topic. It's like, really, you're gonna bitch and complain about how you don't have any friends? Like, come on, guys.
I'm a loser content that blows up every so often. And while you can usually sympathize with the small YouTubers who make these types of videos because maybe they missed a couple social...
It is funny. It's becoming its own form of content slop. It's become its own content economy because there are so many people who don't have friends. But then you have these stupid, idiot, white, attractive 6-foot people who are all making I have no friends content. It's like, fuck off. You don't represent us. Fuck off.
Daniel is probably
Oh.
not one of those people.
The last time I've had proper friends
Wait.
was about 12
Yeah.
years ago when I was in secondary school. I had two very close friends. They used to come over to my house every day after school to play video games.
This video was made
Like, his skin looks way too clean. Like, what the fuck?
7 years ago when he was 28, and he still doesn't have friends, so that's almost 20 years. And very quickly you can see why no one's around.
I started playing online games. I started playing Star Wars Galaxies, World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. And I realized that I didn't need friends to play
True.
video games.
That's
and I
true.
ditched my secondary school friends. And I made new friends online.
He traded his real
True.
friends in for the Discord group chat and is wondering why no one's around. Now, as bad as it is for someone
He's
to
not wondering. He's just stating a fact. He's saying, turns out, I spend most of my time playing video games. I don't really need friends in other areas. And this is just kind of life, guys, is you make friends at work. You make friends at whatever club you go to. Like, if you're looking for friends, you shouldn't be thinking about how do I just arbitrarily snatch a friend out of the void. You should be like, I want friends that are involved in the things that I do. And then if you have no friends, it's probably because you don't do anything, right? Part of it could be you have no interesting hobbies. You don't work anywhere. You don't do anything. Because the natural state of man is to just make friends where you are. And so him realizing that and being like, I only really play video games. I should just have friends over Discord because that's where I spend most of my time. That's sensible. That makes sense. Like, yeah, suboptimal, obviously, to have online relationships. I'm not gonna spit you all the boomer prattle about, oh, you need friends in real life. You need to go outside. You need to touch grass. The reality is a lot of people spend most of their time on video games anyway. That's unlikely to change for the majority of people. So might as well orient your friend group around that reality. That actually makes sense.
ditch their friends for online games, this is actually not the full story. The full story was told in a different video and is even more depressing.
There was this one time during the summer holiday when I was playing Star Wars Galaxies, and my friends from secondary school actually came over to my house to try and get me to go skateboarding with them. And I was so addicted to Star Wars Galaxies, I didn't want to go outside of the house, so they ended up coming into my house. My mum prepared food, and they just sat there and ate food behind me whilst I completely ignored them.
So this is an interesting case study. It's very rare that someone is this open about themselves, probably to his own detriment to be honest. But I think the good part about Daniel being so open and obvious in his mistakes is that it makes it really easy for everyone else.
That's one thing I'm against is this like therapy culture of like going on the internet and like voicing all your problems and talking about yourself. You notice when I'm on camera, I pretty much never talk about myself. If I do, it's because it's relevant information. Like I'm explaining that I'm Christian because it's important to my argument, right? Or it's important to my perspective, my intellectual perspective to a video, right? It's relevant to my comment, right? It's not just the topic isn't about me and when I want to talk about myself. That whole like form of content where you're overly vulnerable and sharing way too much, that shit's kind of gross and it comes off very parasocial and gay. I don't like it.
To see what he's doing wrong. And make no mistake, I've watched many people who make these kinds of videos blatantly choosing video games over other people and wondering why they don't have friends. So I don't think what Daniel is experiencing is all that uncommon with the people who make the I have no friends videos. That being said, let's continue.
If I want to meet up or do something.
I kind of agree though. Like video games are better than friends, unironically. I mean, and this is a broader question about like, is it wrong to play video games? Is it wrong to live in a virtual world? Because the boomer argument is, oh, it's unhealthy. You gotta. Okay, it's unhealthy. What if? Let's pose a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you work 8 hours a day. You make enough money to live. You don't really want to get married because you're seeing what's happening in the family courts and what's happening all over the world. You think to yourself, I don't need a woman. I don't need to get married to be happy. I don't need to spend 12 hours every day working. I don't need to have all these friends. I don't need to have all these hobbies. So the it's unhealthy. What if I meet the basic requirements? I go outside for 30 minutes every day. I go to the gym in the morning. I eat healthy. I then interact with a couple people at work, make some friends at work, do that while I'm on my shift, my 8-hour shift. I come home after my 8-hour shift and I spend the rest of my time playing video games. And that makes me satisfied. That makes me happy. Because then what they'll try to do, right, is they'll try to make some argument that, oh, there's no way you could be happy just playing video games. You need a family. You need da, 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 da. So they try to like assert a value judgment onto you. They try to say that there's no way you could be happy doing X, Y, and Z. And this assumes way too much. This assumes that the world is a fun place to be in. It assumes that people want to interact in the culture. People want to date. People want to try to have to get to know other people and take them out on dates and pay for them. And people want to do stupid hobbies and people want to waste time doing menial crap. It assumes that there's something out there in the culture worth aspiring towards, which for the majority of people there isn't. Maybe for like 1% of the population there's something decent out there. A few 1% of people will actually find something worthwhile out there, but a lot of people won't. And I think, especially if you're very unattractive or if you just aren't prone to have a lot of success in, say, dating or social activities or whatnot, then, or if you just don't have the right mental orientation, like if you're not a workaholic, then you're not really going to get a lot of enjoyment from work-based hobbies or work in general, right? So why not just go play video games? Why not? Is there an actual reason why not? I mean, now you're going to make a moral argument. You're going to say, well, I have to do X, Y, and Z. You're going to make a moral argument over me, but none of you go to church. None of you participate in those things. So the strongest argument I hear generally when people say is it's unhealthy. Well, it's like you can be healthy and then you can spend the rest of your time playing video games. If people want to say, yeah, but the screen time, really? You're going to complain about screen? Everyone's on screens all the time. You're on screens probably more than a video game person who's being healthy just by you being on your phone. You're probably on your phone 6 hours a day. Look at your phone. Look at the screen time. Guarantee you it's like 6 hours, 8 hours. So don't fucking play around with me and say that, oh, well, I need to not the blue light on my eyes. And it's like if you're doing everything else, if you're eating healthy, if you're going to the gym, if you're working out, if you're socializing at work, if you're doing your job and you have a routine and you got a good circadian rhythm and you're doing all this shit, and you're going to whine and bitch and complain about the fucking blue light from my screen, fuck right off. There's people out there with cigarettes, eating McDonald's every day, acting like total jackasses with their body, just throwing their health in the garbage, and you're going to moan and complain about me playing video games with some blue light. No, it's really just people want you to participate in the plantation. They want you to pay into their system, and they get right upset when you say, nah, fuck it. This shit's boring. I hate this. I'm going to go play video games. Way more fun, way more interesting, way more exciting, way more connection, way more stimulation. That's the better realm for me. And for a lot of people who are unattractive and can't find success, right? Totally understandable. And it's like, yeah, go have fun. Because then really what they're trying to do is they're trying to impose some kind of a value judgment on you. They're trying to say, no, that's bad. And it's like, why though? The culture sucks. Society sucks. It's rude. It's harsh. It's superficial. Fuck it. I'm going to go play video games. Video games are fun as hell. And there's tons of people like me with my personality profile, my skill set. Why not? And it's a completely like valid argument. It's because ultimately it's a value judgment. And then they're going to blame you for being shallow. But they'll never say that like the gym person is shallow. They'll never say that the casual dating person who's banging women left, right, and center is shallow. Almost never. I mean, some random people might say that, but everyone attacks a video game person. Nobody likes them. Even other gamers will make fun of other gamers. It's kind of funny, unironically. But really, if you can just own it and be like, yeah, I play video games. That's what I like to do. That's fun and stimulating, and it's better. It has way more to offer than anything in the real world. I can actually kill people. I can actually be creatively expressive and free and do things. I can commit arson and crimes, okay? I can actually drive at fast speeds without getting ticketed. So, I think we need to stop shaming people for pursuing their life path and pursuing their hobbies, and we need to be more open and tolerant. But, see, it's open and tolerance for women and gays and queers and seculars and atheists and Jews and every other group. But as soon as it's white men or as soon as it's young men who want to just play video games and say fuck off to society, men want to go their own way, men want to do their own thing and not participate in the rat race, they just want to play video games, suddenly we need to shame men back into being tax slaves and paying into the system, right? That's really what it is. So, but to young men, I would say, no, I say fuck them. Fuck them. I want to play video games better than anything you're offering. You're not providing something super interesting. You all look like trash. You're all ugly. You all a bunch of plastic bimbo dolls. I don't want to fucking date none of y'all. I don't want to hang out with none of y'all. Y'all boring. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all boring. None of y'all racist. None of y'all interesting. So fuck off. And men need to just kind of own that proudly and be like, yeah, this is what I like. This is my preference. I'm good at this shit. I like it. You're not going to tell me what to do. Fuck off.
Thing. Usually I don't make the first move. I don't send messages to people that I thought were my friends. I don't ask people if they want to come and hang out, because I feel like if they were really serious about being my friend, then they would send me the message and I wouldn't have to ask them. They would ask me first.
I mean, you have the solution right there, but you aren't willing to do it. If you're always expecting other people to invite you out to things while at the same time you never initiate anything yourself, then eventually a lot of your friendships are going to die.
In the past, I've had guys ask me things like, do you want to go and get a beer? Do you want to go and hang out? Do you want to go shopping? And the first thing that I think of is, why? What's the point? I'm not interested in guys.
True. And we need to stop shaming men like this. The autistic man who's like, why should I go for a beer? Why should I go fucking shopping? That's stupid. That's a waste of time. That's based. Men don't worry about fucking shopping and hanging out with jackasses going to get beers. Right? It is kind of a waste of time. And I'll do it from time to time because I enjoy hanging out. Like, I'm a socially prone person. From time to time, I'll go out and drink. I'll go talk to people at the gym. But sometimes I'm like, yeah, fuck this. This is a waste of time. And men need to stop being shamed for not wanting to participate in the bullshit of society. Because society has a lot of stupid feminized bullshit, like sitting around talking, wasting time in the gym, wasting time drinking, shopping. It's like, yeah, we should be, fuck that. I'd rather men go pursue their own hobbies, even if it's video games. And we need to stop taking the side of women and shaming men for doing the fuck what they want to do. It's like, let the men fucking do what they want to do and stop trying to shame men into this. So men like this need to stop being shamed and stop being like, yeah, you're right, I should go outside. No, fuck off. Go back to your boomer retirement home and go get diversified by an immigrant, right? And then I realized with this Think Before You Sleep character, he keeps addressing everyone in his videos like he's a doctor. Like, Think Before You Sleep wanted to be a doctor, but he wasn't smart enough and he didn't work hard enough, so he couldn't get there. But he still approaches every single video and every single person like they're some kind of creature he has to diagnose and try to solve. So the guy in this video, right, you have to realize he's not asking for help, saying, how do I get friends, guys? He's merely stating his life experience. He's just saying, this is how it's been for me. He's not saying it's a good thing or it's a bad thing or that he needs help or he desperately needs advice. He's just saying that's how it is. But this Think Before You Sleep character, he keeps asserting himself like some kind of consultant or doctor where I'm going to help you solve your problem. But no, like, this guy's fine. This guy's chilling, like, honestly.
I'm not interested in having sex with guys. If I'm not interested in having sex with a guy, then what's the point in spending time with a guy?
True, honestly true. Why go out on drinking dates with guys if you're not trying to have sex with them? This is actually the real based red pill perspective. These stupid pickup artists playing in all these... Really, pickup artists are just conforming to female standards and becoming like women just to get in their pants. All these stupid pickup artists going on cold approaches, going to the malls to find women, going on dates. It's like, I don't have fucking time for that. Like, I have shit I want to do. I'm not going to conform to women just for sex, and especially definitely not for a guy, where I'm not going to have sex with a guy. I'm not trying to get sex out of you. Why am I going to go hang out and play stupid social paltry bullshit games? He's kind of right. This is actually the true alpha male based perspective.
Guy.
That's kind of a weird way to describe it, but now we can see why no one ever asks him to do anything. He probably says no to a lot of people when they invite him out, or he ignores them for video games like he did with his childhood friends.
I'm not really interested in being friends with girls either, because if I see a girl, usually I want to sleep with her, or I feel really unattracted to her, then I don't really want to have anything to do with her. There are people that I chat to online fairly often, and all of these people are girls. And the only reason that I chat to them isn't because I want to be friends with them, it's because I think they're attractive, and I think there might be a...
This is so refreshing. This is so true. I don't want to hang out with women. This is so. I feel like every guy needs to hear this and be reaffirmed and emboldened when they hear this, because it just resonates so much. It's like, yeah, I don't want to hang out with a girl. Either I want to fuck you and then I don't want to think about you, or you're not attractive to me and I don't want to have anything to do with you. Why do people want female friends? Let's just be friends. Stay in the friend zone. What do I get from you if not sex? You're not interesting. You're not funny. You're not competent. You're not smart. You're not cool. You're not skilled. You're not impressive. Dude, any guy is going to be a way better friend, way more valuable, interesting, loyal, capable, virtuous as a friend than any woman. So yeah, like, kind of fuck women, right? Dude, this is so refreshing to hear.
Possibility of having sex with them.
I mean, that's kind of a very dismissive way to describe a relationship or women. Something about the way he said that makes it seem like he doesn't feel like women are people. Though I get it if you don't want to be friends with women, because that's a difficult thing to...
So this is based. This is not, you're not treating women as people. No, it's that men and women's relationship should primarily be defined by copulation and family making and sex, right? But really, sex should lead to family making in an ideal society. But it doesn't always have to. Sometimes it's in the male biology to just spread your seed, not necessarily create a family. I'm more speaking about that from a moralistic perspective. But by and large, whether you think that it should be family and not just copulating, men by and large are created for... men and women are supposed to interact with each other on the basis of creating a family. Like, men and women just hanging out and just being friends is kind of pointless. There's absolutely no reason for that. It's not in our biology. There's no point to it. And he's expressing the position that, yeah, men and women are really... I only want anything to do with women if it comes to sex or if it comes to making a family or a relationship. And it's kind of like, yeah, that is based. That is the correct perspective. Because that's ultimately what women are for. I mean, you're not going to get any useful... You're not going to get a useful ally out of a woman. She's not going to help you. She's not going to stick by your back no matter what. Protect you and help you out and problem solve. And you know what I mean? Like, she can't be a friend the same way a guy can be. And it's just being blatantly honest and recognizing that perspective. And I feel like, yes, this is exactly the position I have as well. And it's very refreshing to hear it. And this Think Before You Sleep guy is getting all upset. Because he's like, I was in the friend zone. And he's trying to, like, justify it. But it's actually, yeah, you shouldn't be in the friend zone. There's no reason to be friends with a woman. Waste of time.
To navigate, especially if they are the same age as you, but he also says he doesn't want to be friends with guys either. It kind of just seems like he doesn't care about anyone. Why is that?
I grew up...
Well, I'd say having friends with guys can be useful because they're allies. They're like assets. It's like moving as a herd, moving as a hunting party as opposed to a lone wolf, right? Some people prefer to do things alone. Some people are naturally more independent, naturally more capable, and don't have major deficiencies in a particular area that require someone else. So I think there is objective cost-benefit value in having a male friend from time to time. Although a lot of guys are useless. A lot of guys are just boys and they know nothing. They do nothing. They're not fit. They're not attractive. They can't be wingmen, right? They're just kind of useless. So I kind of understand that perspective too. But I would say there's a difference between a male friend and a female friend.
Watching Friends, the American sitcom, and I honestly thought that when I grew up,
Bunch of Jews.
I was going to have a small, close-knit group of friends, and I thought we were going to spend every day together, and we're going to be all great.
Yeah, because you watch anime, because you were tricked by stupid bullshit anime that tricked you into thinking that everyone exists in some kind of boy band collection of 5 with different colored hair and extreme personalities. But yeah, that's bullshit programming.
Friends for the rest of our lives. And then I became an adult, and I realized...
Look at Asian statistics on loneliness and friendship, and that will tell you the true picture.
It was all just lies. Reality isn't like friends.
True.
You don't make friends for the rest of your life. You make
True.
friends, and then they leave you.
True.
Friends are just a temporary thing. It's not a permanent thing. And it just feels like the time you spent with them was just a waste of time. I don't want to waste time on people who are just going to abandon me. I don't want to waste time on people who are just temporary features of my life. I'd rather just spend that time.
This is so 100%. 100%. Don't waste time on people that you aren't going to keep around forever. I'd add a clause on that and say, Doesn't mean all friends have to be temporary. Most are, and the default is a temporary thing. So, but I say there is the possibility that it becomes lifelong. And if you think you can make it lifelong, invest in trying to keep it lifelong. Invest in that friendship. But only invest in the ones you think are going to either A, net some kind of immediate return, or B, last forever and they're going to be part of your close, trusted circle, and really invest in those type of people. But this is actually really refreshing. It's like, yeah, look at the larger picture. If they're just going to leave you once this job is done, once you stop sharing the commonality of a shared job, for example, then yeah, get rid of them. Just say fuck them. Like, why even invest at all? Like, unless there's some kind of immediate cost benefit in the short term, then just say fuck it.
I'm by myself.
Plenty of people have very long-lasting friendships. If people keep abandoning you, then it might be more of a problem with you than it is a problem with friendship.
This is such a bitch. Shut the fuck up, stupid bitch. Shut up. No, this is just the nature of friendships, is that people come and people go. This is not, oh, maybe it's more about you. No, most people don't have lifelong friends. And if they do, they're probably like jackasses. No, this is just the natural state of man, is he's not meant to have a giant circle of friends like some stupid sitcom. This is just the male experience, is you're going to be lonely. It's very hard to cultivate friends that won't betray you, that won't backstab you, that won't fuck you over, that aren't trying to like steal attention from a girl that's talking to you, like a guy that isn't going to backstab you for a woman. It's actually very hard, especially in today's day and age where everyone's feminized. So no, it's a broader problem with the culture and people not being loyal and not being good friends. And this is just everybody. And yeah, so don't be like, oh, maybe it's more about you. No, it's actually the broader culture is not conducive to producing good, loyal, stable friends. And we also live in a very versatile world. We live in a very dynamic world where everyone's moving around. We have a gig economy now as opposed to 20, 30 years ago where it was more of like a stable economy that relied on loyalty and years participated. Now we live in a gig economy, so we're seeing this kind of fluidity and versatility expressed in our workplace, where people are moving around. And if you think about, most people form relationships and friendships at work. Well, if you're constantly switching workplaces, that kind of creates a certain detachment from the people in your space, right? Everyone's living in these big urban sprawls where nobody's really settling down. People are constantly moving around. You're getting up and moving, changing locations for a job. You have a much wider net in terms of who you can attract. You can hold communications and friendships with people across long distance. And all of these factors combine together to make friendships less durable just by the nature of them. You're not going to hold a super durable friendship that lasts 30 years with a random guy you met on Discord. You're not going to hold a super durable relationship with Becky that you met at your stupid student summer job at some random place to a city you just moved to that you're probably going to move out of again, right? So it's the nature of our modern world makes it hard to hold long-term friendships. People are constantly on social media. We're in these large, dynamic urban settings. People are moving from job to job frequently. People are moving school to school frequently. There's a lot of transitivity in populations. People move from city to city to school, and it's very fluid. That makes friendships fluid. And don't be a cuck. Don't invest in some relationship that is just going to leave you when things get difficult. And that's just knowing how to apply your loyalty and your investment, right? Just be careful with your investments in terms of friends. Don't invest somewhere ever. And that's just the natural state of things. There's nothing wrong with that. Just recognize the world is not a loyal, committed place, and be more judicious with your investments. That's all I'm saying, right? And that's absolutely great. Me and the guy in this video were on the same perspective. Ignore this stupid think before you sleep guy. He's just being snarky.
In general. So I think that last clip of Daniel actually explains some things. There are definitely some parts of the story that are missing, but it's clear that for some reason, Daniel has abandonment issues, so he purposely puts up barriers between...
He has abandonment issues, so he's projecting female therapy culture onto this guy. he has therapy or he has abandonment issues and no, he's just a normal average male in an Asian country where all of them are lonely. He's just a normal 20-year-old guy that's completely normal.
him and other people,
Or however
so he
old
doesn't
is,
have to
30.
deal with loss. As for the
Looks young,
exact
though.
reasoning for that, I don't know, but in hindsight, after many years, he really did seem to care about losing his high school friends and regretted
He didn't do anything wrong. That's the thing. Is like this just seems to be a normal, prevalent, burgeoning attitude coming out of the population, especially in large cities. It's just like, yeah, I'm detached. I don't really need a bunch of friends. I just go on Discord. I just play my games. I just do my thing. Right? So he's not really providing any meaningful analysis from this because this is just becoming a more and more popular attitude. And that's really what we're seeing from this guy is he's not saying, I have a problem, I need help. He's just expressing his attitude towards friendships, right? And that's a completely valid attitude. I think that's a good attitude even. I would maybe asterisk that. I would note that by saying you should remain healthy. So that means don't neglect your physical health, don't neglect your mental health, don't neglect your social health. Get that social dopamine, social juices in there. And don't abandon all friends. Try to cultivate some very high quality ones, few high quality friendships. Yeah. And then I would, yeah, so but he's expressing a very popular attitude and it's a valid attitude and it's increasing more and more. And that's something that people like Think Before You Sleep have to deal with is it's not just this guy, it's everybody's becoming this way and it has to do more with our culture than this particular individual.
ditching them over video games.
Now that I think about it, I really feel bad about doing that. They were my friends for years and years. We used to play games together all the time. I used to go over to their houses. We used to...
And that's another thing too is like we often project more meaning and nostalgia onto old friendships than was actually there. Really, both of you were just hanging out. It wasn't this big deal. You kind of put anime glasses like, no, my friends, it's just a friend, dude. Like, everyone has that stupid Xbox guy that they hang out with and they play fucking Xbox with. It doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just a random person to fill the time and have fun with. So don't project all this meaning onto it that wasn't there. That's just you being sappy and like painting this giant pity picture, this giant painting, this giant rosy lens, glasses onto everything. And just, I would avoid doing that because it's not good. It's not healthy.
Ride our bicycles around the village all the time. When it snowed, we went sledging together. We used to go to the cinema together.
The cinema.
We were really good friends
Sledging.
for years, and because of Star Wars Galaxies and my addiction to online gaming, I just chucked that all away, and I treated them like shit when they came over to my house to see me.
It's actually surprising that he had so much self-awareness about that.
No, I disagree. I think those friendships weren't really that valuable. I think they were a time filler. They were fun. And then if the fun value, all you're really losing is the fun value. The rest is just guilt and it's projecting some significance onto something that wasn't there. Yeah, so I think it's you putting your nostalgia glasses on and projecting value that wasn't there. Those types of friendships actually aren't very valuable. They're pretty dime a dozen. It's just because it was during your childhood and because maybe you're lonely right now. Really, all that tells you right now is that you're lonely. So maybe go get that need met in whatever way works for you, right? If you need really close friends, do that. If you are okay with just having some casual throwaway person that you just hang out and play video games with, that's okay too. Just don't get your heart involved. Don't get too attached. It's just a person to hang out with. That's it, right? But figure out what you need for you. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, and then don't think about the past too much. Don't like try to guilt yourself up or it's my addiction to video games is a problem. It's like no, you would feel completely fine right now if you had more disposable friends to hang out and play video games with. So don't worry about it. So I disagree.
That event in retrospect, and he does seem to display a heavy amount of self-awareness in a lot of his videos. For example, this moment here where he pretends to be one of his critics.
I've had enough of this. Look, the only reason why you can't make friends, Daniel, is because you're not interested in people. You don't care about people.
True.
You only care about yourself. You only care about what you can gain or benefit from a certain person.
I don't like this. You only care about yourself. What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, most people... So, first there's a conflation where it's saying, if you have throwaway, disposable friends. If you have a large friend group, that means you care about other people. Wrong. That means you care about social validation for yourself. So this idea that introverts only care about themselves, it's trying to moralize a personality trait where you're saying if you're an introvert and you prefer hanging out and being alone, you're just a selfish bastard and you only care about yourself. So it's like society trying to shame and waggle its finger at men who just prefer to be alone. These men aren't hurting anybody. They're not screwing anybody over. And actually, if they have maybe a personality deficiency, they're actually just keeping to themselves and they're trying to avoid causing harm or inconveniences to anyone else. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with these people. Stop shaming them and trying to paint them out to be bad people simply for not liking hanging out all the time. What makes you a good person or bad person is what you do, right? Not how often you socialize with people. It's about how you behave around people when you are out. Are you nice to people when you occasionally do go out? Are you nice to the people at work? Are you nice to the cashier? Are you friendly? That's what matters. Like, it doesn't matter how often you socialize. That doesn't make you a good or bad person. So no, this is just like, what's probably going on with this guy is he probably is lonely and he's blowing it up into this big nostalgic guilt trip moral issue where really you just need some friends, go take care of your needs, meet those basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs where you just need some social interaction, you need some friends beyond the screen. And instead of thinking about the past and trying to overanalyze too much, just go figure out what you need and then go get that met, and then magically you'll feel fine, right? So you just need to balance it out a bit, right? So but you can keep the video games, just go get some friends, fix the friend part, probably go work out. You look a little bit estrogenic, you look a little bit soft, a little bit weak. You should get some testosterone back into your system. That will make you feel much better, make you less suicidal. I can speak personally. So I would do that and then go get some friends and then you're fine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
And by being friends with them.
So while very often Daniel displays incredible amounts of self-awareness, I think he very often has no self-awareness about things that actually matter. He's aware of his abandonment issues, but he doesn't understand why people...
No, this think before you sleep guy is projecting onto him. He's treating him like he's some psychological patient. Ah, yes, abandonment issues. He does exhibit high self-awareness at some moments. However, at other moments... Shut up.
...would abandon him. This is displayed perfectly in a more recent video he did about Friends called People Suck, where he's upset that people don't want to be in his...
People do suck. Wait, there's nothing wrong with being gay. He did sound a bit gay. Uh-oh. Oh, he's hiding in his room. Maybe he's hiding in the closet. Oh, no.
...videos.
When people find out that they're in my videos, one of my videos, they're not happy at...
He just seems like a very estrogenic, emotive... He's crying on camera. He seems like he needs attention. Yeah, he just seems like he was a single child who didn't get enough love from his mother. And now he needs attention from people online. But he's also afraid to interact with people in real life. So he prefers online modes of interaction. But he's getting all emotional on camera, and it's clear that he's getting some kind of... I just from the 2-second clip I saw of him like talking, I could see there's a degree of therapeusis he gets from... now maybe I'm the one projecting and overanalyzing, but it seems like he's getting a degree of therapeusis from kind of presenting and exhibitioning his thoughts onto the internet. And here's my life, guys. I'm so lonely and I have no friends and people suck. Ah! And he's just flailing about on camera for attention.
At all, and they're actually kind of... They show disgust.
Like, you should never cry on camera ever. That's the most disgusting thing. A man crying on camera is incredibly repulsive.
Disgusted and repulsed at the idea of having anything to do with me or my channel. And do you know how that makes me feel? It makes me feel...
Don't talk about how you feel.
Upset and angry and hurt.
Okay, so he probably is gay. I didn't know that. Okay.
This outburst came after...
See, that proves I'm not homophobic because, like, he was gay and yet I still thought he had valid perspectives and he was okay. Like, he was fine. I didn't have a problem with him. And I still don't. So we're not gay. We're not homophobic. We just think you're committing a sin. You're going to go to hell. That's all.
Someone from Daniel's past found a video of Daniel's with a picture of his face in it, and he asked Daniel to remove the video or the picture. Now, someone who knows nothing about Daniel might think, why would this guy not be happy that he got to be in a YouTube video? Well, let's see if we can figure it out.
Do you remember back in 2020, I made a video about my GAY experience in Japan?
And this is the other thing. He's assuming everyone's like in tune with his life. No, I have no clue, buddy. I'm watching this from some guy who's making a commentary on one of your videos. I haven't even seen your channel, so no, I have absolutely zero clue. But this is kind of this like narcissism that gets built up in these type of content creators.
And in the thumbnail, there's two Japanese guys. On the right side of the thumbnail is the guy who did the thing to me, and on the left side of the
Did the
thumbnail
what?
is the guy. Well, he doesn't have anything to do with the story. He's just the guest house
Put
manager,
it in the booty
and he just
hole.
happened to be in the photo that I used.
First of all, that kind of steps on that thing that you said earlier about not being interested.
All right, well, I think we're gonna cut it off. It's already 40 minutes in, and think before you sleep, gay. Think before you sleep. Not a consultant, not a doctor, not a psychologist. Baby on the internet. No credentials. I have a degree in what? In what? Oh, human kinetics. Something stupid. Something retarded. Shut the fuck up. And then that guy should really just be less apologetic, less emotive. Go work out. Go get your basic needs met. Recognize that you're an engine. You're a car, and the car needs fuel, but it also needs oil. It needs to be taken care of. It needs wiper fluid and antifreeze and all this other shit. Go get your needs met, and then magically everything's fine. Magically, you're not crying on camera. You're not wallowing in self-despair. Magically, everything's better. Just so go. I would say my prescription to that guy would be go do some basic exercise. Go build some muscle. That will objectively make your life better. There's no like, well, I don't want to, or that's not for me, or that's just not who I am. Shut the fuck up. Everyone should be working out. Everyone should be physically fit. Every man should be physically strong. I don't care if you're a strong nerd. I don't care if you're a strong jock. I don't care if you're a strong fat guy. Everyone should be strong. Everyone should be lifting weights and accumulating muscle. And then the other thing is, if you're really self-aware, you're more self-aware, recognize that really you're a biological engine that needs friends as fuel. And really your low fuel warning light is on, and it's manifesting as all these emotional, narcissistic on the camera outbursts, but really you just need some friends. And you're not that complicated. You just need some friends. Baby needs a soother, so go get your soother. Go get yourself taken care of. Go get some friends. If you need them to be like super close friends and super deep friendships, that's what you need for you. Go get that. If you need casual throwaway friends and you're okay with that, go do that. Just recognize that you shouldn't invest too heavily into those. They're meant to be disposable and casual. Go do that. And then life's good, bro. Just keep playing video games. Do what you're doing. Be introverted. Don't be ashamed. Don't let society shame you. Don't let this think before you sleep guy come up all in your space and try to shame and waggle his finger at you. Just keep doing you. Just meet some of those basic needs. Recognize that most of the emotional, deep self-reflection and the philosophy in this, it's really just a reflection of your base biological needs pushing you into these kind of fritzy, uncomfortable territories. It's pushing you into this bad mental space, which manifests as all these depressive thoughts and all these kind of like ADHD level thoughts and ideas. But really, you just need to meet your basic biological needs. So I would go do that and then ignore the stupid think before you sleep guy. He has it all backwards. He has it all wrong. He's a goober. He's dumb. Like, ignore this guy. Ever since he got dumped by Brittany Venti, he's been just on a continual downward spiral. And yeah, bro needs to go lift some weights. But anyway, with that, I think I'm going to head out. It's already 40 minutes in. Let me know what you thought. I'm not going to apologize for being mean, complain and bitch and cry about it. Bye-bye.
Guys.
Yeah, how long is this video? Let's find out. It goes on for another 40 minutes. I'm not going to watch all of that. TLDR. With that, I'm going to head out. All right, everybody, take good care. Brush your teeth. What's some good advice? Don't smoke in the house because it will get on the walls and it will ruin your walls. There you go. All right. See everybody later. Take care.